Hello guys, welcome to the video lecture on Introduction to Accounting. So our topic in today's video is about the term capital account and journal entries related to capital account. Now before we start on discussion on the journal entries related to capital account, we should understand the accounting concept known as the separate entity concept. Now, in a separate entity concept, the business concern and its proprietor are distinct and separate, which means to say the proprietor or owner of the organization as well as the business organization or the business concern are considered to be two separate entities. They are not associated with each other. They are considered to be a part of separate entity, distinct entity. So all transactions which require to be recorded in the books of accounts has to be recorded from the point of view of the business concern and not from the point of view of the proprietor or the owner. Even though the owner or the proprietor belongs to that particular company, but they will be considered to be two separate entities with respect to the business concern and the proprietor. So all transactions which are recorded in the books of accounts should be recorded from the viewpoint of the business concern. Now, you know, in order to start a business or in order to conduct a business or do a business, we require certain sum of money, or we term it as capital. So the amount of money which is being contributed by the proprietor or owner of the business is termed as capital, which is given to the business concern. So whatever money the proprietor or the owner of the business concern is contributing is termed to be capital. On the other side, the business concern also requires to pay back the amount back to the proprietor in terms of interest on capital or else certain amount of profit to be shared with the proprietor or the owner of the organization. So under such circumstances, since the business concern required to pay back certain amount of money back to the proprietor, it becomes a liability from the point of view of the business concern. Thereby, capital, which is termed to be the money contributed by the proprietor to the business concern, is termed to be a liability from the point of view of the business concern because they require to pay back the money back to the proprietor. Now we will try to understand the journal entry relating to capital account with reference to two examples. One, where the proprietor has contributed certain sum of money to the business, and secondly, where the company is paying back a certain sum of money back to the proprietor. So let's discuss the first example. Now example 1 states that SK introduced cash in business of rupees 20 lakhs. Now we are doing in the books of SK, Eduinfo and company, and where the proprietor SK has introduced cash in business of an amount of rupees 20 lakhs. So when the owner or the proprietor contributes a certain sum of money to the business, that money can be termed as capital. So we have identified two accounts. So one is cash account, another is the proprietor, name of the proprietor, that is SK. So SK's capital account. So cash account to be a part of real account. Since cash is coming into the business, it has to be debited as per the real account rules. Secondly, SK capital account is a personal account. SK is giving certain sum of money, so is a giver, can be credited, or I'll give you another concept. SK capital account can be considered to be a part of liability from the point of view of the business concern, and since it's a liability, if you remember, increase of an asset will be debit, but increase of a liability will be credit as per the debit and credit rules. So SK capital account is basically a liability, so it's credit. Thus, cash account is debited and SK capital account is credited. Let's move on to example number 2. The interest on capital of rupees 20,000 credited to capital account. Now interest on capital from the point of view of the company or the organization is an expense because they are required to pay interest on capital. So being a part of nominal account, an expense, it has to be debited. Secondly, this interest on capital is paid for what? The interest on capital is paid for the amount of capital which has been contributed by the proprietor. So the amount of money required to be credited to SK's capital account, because if you remember, capital account was a liability from the point of view of business concern because they required to pay back. So similarly, interest on capital also they required to pay back. Therefore, interest on capital account should be debited, where SK's capital account should be credited. I hope you have understood the basic concept relating to capital account and journal entries relating to capital account. Till then, thank you. Have a nice day.